Did you know, on average, 5.6 million Australian households shop online every month? Welcome to Dollars and Dreams, the podcast designed to empower you to take control of your personal and business finance. You know, the very thought of money and finance can often send chills down your spine and stir up fear of the unknown. But let's change that narrative together. Through this podcast, my goal is to not only to provide you with useful information, but also to inspire and motivate you to take action towards your own financial goals. Let's rewrite your money story together. Welcome to today's episode of Dollars and Dreams. Today I want to talk about the shopping hacks that we find that will save people lots of money. And of course, with the rising interest rates that we've seen and the increase of our rents and the cost of living going up, shopping hacks are key to getting control of your finance. Most people, when I talk to them, will talk about their budgeting and they look for the great big changes. You know, they're looking for the hundreds of dollars on things. The true changes happen and you get control of your budget better when there's small, regular savings. The reason for that is generally to get a great big saving of a couple of $100, you've got to make a significant change to either your lifestyle or you've got to spend a lot of time hunting around for better products. The one thing that we find, and when we talk to everybody else, and I have a lovely little saying, is that lots of small drops make up the ocean. So we're always looking for lots of little small changes. And one of the hacks that I always say to everybody is just look for a 10% change in everything. And if you can do an across the board 10% saving on everything that you spend, you will have a lot more control over your money. You'll have a lot more money to invest or pay down your debts or to get yourself ready for retirement. And of course, the hacks come from experience and things that we talk about. So in the office the other day, we were talking about some of the hacks and everybody's looking for how to cut their grocery bill, how to cut their fuel, how to cut everything. But then we look at other people and we say to them, when was the last time you looked at your telephone? Do you need that plan that's huge if you're always in Wi-Fi or if you actually just text people and you don't phone people? So potentially you could be cutting your telephone or your your mobile. So potentially you could be cutting your mobile phone bill down from, $110, $120 down to $20 or $30 a month. Now that is significantly more than the 10% saving. But if you look at my blanket rule of you should always look for a 10% saving, if your mobile phone bill is $120, you're looking for a better plan of $12. That's all you're looking for. If you can get more than that $12, then that's a bonus for some of the other ones that you can't cut by 10%. So some of the other hacks that we look at is when we're talking to people, look at your subscription or your streaming services. Now, I am not a person that's ever going to tell you to not cut your streaming services. I pretty much spend my nights watching streaming services. But what I find most people do is they tend to binge watch something. So one month, why not have one streaming service, binge watch what you want to? That's really difficult to say. But then the next month or in a couple of months, cancel that one and then go to one of the other streaming services. So you're still getting to watch what you want, but you're not doing it all at the same time, because I find people will tend to be watching one of those streaming services. Now, cutting your streaming services, like I just said, isn't for everyone. And I always say that whatever suits you, you should do. So for example, if you're housebound because of a disability or an illness or an injury, streaming services and the ability to switch between them might be something that actually keeps you going each day, keeps you motivated or whatever it is. But for me, that's work ridiculous amount of hours every day. I only watch television maybe an hour or so a day. So I don't need all the streaming services. You might be a person, as I said, that is bound to home for whatever reason, and you may need 3 or 4 different streaming services so that you can watch different things. So every time when I do budgeting hacks with everybody, I say it's not about what I tell you, it's about what suits you best. So I'm going to go through some of my budgeting hacks. You can find the things that suit you or what is adaptable to what you want, and then you can put those in place. The important thing is that you put something in place. We all have intentions, we all have the best thoughts that we're going to do things, but if we don't actually enact anything, then nothing changes. So here's some of my shopping hacks. I always say when you are shopping online, and let's face it, 5.6 million Australian households do it every month, create a separate email address for it. The reason I say that is there is a reason when we go into shops and they say to us, can I get your email address to send you the receipt? They don't want your email address to send you the receipt. They want your email address so that they can market to you. Because of course, once upon a time, we used to get our advertising and marketing on television, on radio, in newspapers, or that bundle of ads that got thrown down the driveway once a week. Now, our inbox is our marketing place. So retailers want your email address when you sign up for loyalty things or when you get a receipt to send to you so that they can retarget you for sales. So create a separate email address. You jump onto Gmail, you jump onto, Y7, any of those. Create one that is just for online sales and marketing purposes. Why you would do that is so that when they're targeting you and sending you in your inbox all the things that make you want to buy, or all the, this is on sale, or why not buy these, you're not seeing it. So you live and have all your important emails in your normal one, and all those marketing emails are going to a separate one. If you never go onto that, you never get sold the marketing. And, if I look at my inbox at the moment, I've got all these spend and save, spend more to save more, Christmas stuff that I don't really need, I don't really want, but I see it, so I click on it. And they know we click on it. The email line is designed to make us click on the email. So get yourself a separate email for all your online shopping, and whenever you get loyalty cards and they want an email address, or anyone that says, can I have your email address to send you the receipt? And of course, one of the things that we see quite often now is our mobile number is being sent. Now, in my mobile in the last couple of days, I think I've had 3 or 4 shops that have sent me a text. At the very bottom, it says, reply, stop if you want to opt out of these. The first thing I do is reply, stop. So I don't want to know that a shop's got a 20% sale on, or that they've got a spend and save, or they've got Christmas features, or whatever it is, or the New Year's sales are coming up, or whatever. So when you get that email or that text, you have an option down the bottom. There is always a way to get out of them. Get out of them so you are in control. So some of my other shopping hacks that I have is to shop later in the night, because some of the supermarkets will have sales because the meats are going to expire in the next couple of days. So if you shop overnight, the fresh produce is quite often cheaper. Shop online for groceries. So you can do click and collect, you can do home deliveries, you can do anything, but do not walk into a shopping centre. Do not walk down those aisles. At the end of the aisle is always things that you don't need that they want to sell you. And of course, supermarkets are all aesthetically done to make us want to stay there and enjoy our time in there, because we spend more. The essential items are always at the back of the shop. That way you have to walk down aisles and you'll see the packets of biscuits or the chips or the lollies or anything that they want you to buy, they drag you past. If they put at the front all the, fresh produce, the dairy products and all those things that we buy all the time, their sales would be significantly less. If you can shop online and do click and collect or home delivery, what it does is it allows you to have control over your shopping, so you're not impulse buying. You know, we heard the things years ago that never shop on an empty stomach, because when you're hungry, you'll buy more things than you need to buy. If you do your online shopping and you do it later at night after you've eaten and everybody's sitting down and relaxed, you can have better control over what you put into your shopping cart. The other thing with online shopping is you can see in your shopping cart how much your cart is costing you. So you can make informed decisions about whether you add more or take things out. You cannot do that when you're pushing that wobbly trolley that just has a mind of its own down the aisles, kids running around screaming. You just want to get your shopping and get out. You have no idea till you get to the register what you've spent. That means that you will probably go over your budget, or you'll be close to it, or you can't make informed decisions. The other things that we always talk about when we talk about grocery shopping is, particularly when you're online, shop the specials first. So you know what your budget is that you can spend on your grocery shopping. I always go down straight to the specials, go through and pick out anything like your toothpaste, your washing powder, your salts, your flours, any of those things that don't have a shelf life or have a significantly long shelf life. Now, detergent that you wash up in, I have not bought that at full price, I think, for about 8 or 9 years. When it comes on special and it comes on fairly regularly at half price, I will buy 3 or 4 of them, put them away. It always gets me through to the next time those specials come on. There's some things that never go on special, so you just have to buy them. So you shop your specials first to fill up your cupboards ready for use for later on, for anything that has a long shelf life. Then you shop the essentials for that week. So that is things like your fruit and veggies, your meat or chicken, seafood, eggs, cheese, all your dairy stuff that you need. Then when you know what your budget is, you've got, you know, for the nicer things that you want to buy that you don't necessarily need. You know, nobody wants to go through life never having a choc chip biscuit again, but you should not make that the first thing you put in, and you should make an informed decision that that fits into your budget, not the shopping centre has put the choc chip biscuits at the end of the aisle. So making a list and sticking to it, you know, what we do in our household, we all have a login for our online grocery shopping. When somebody takes the last thing off the shelf, it goes into our list. When I put together, I go and see what of those things in there are on special. If not, I just push them to next week's shopping list. So that way then, when I do the grocery shopping and I do click and collect, I do the grocery shopping, I know what we're running out of, so I can make an informed decision when I buy those things. The other thing that you should look at is doing comparisons. So, you know, if you put in what you want to buy, so if, let's say you want to buy a television, you put that in the specific television you want. And I did this a couple of weeks ago. We needed a new television. I put in the exact thing that I wanted, right down to the number of inches that it was. It then gave me my shopping and told me which of the stores that sold that particular item, which one was the cheapest. So then I just went through that way and picked it. The original store that I was online shopping for to buy that television was not the one that I ended up buying for, but I went through and worked out what item I wanted so that I could be very specific in my search to find out which place was the best place for me to buy that. The other thing that we always look at is things like, is it something that you need to buy now? Because quite often retail stores will have specials on. You know, once upon a time, specials happened June long weekend and just after Christmas for the Christmas sales. Now shops have, 20% off dresses or 40% off all footwear or something. If it's not something that you desperately need or something that matches, so if you're going to a wedding and you need to buy a dress, you've got to buy it. But if it's just you want to buy a black shirt for work, you can wait till those sales come on and buy only in sales. So the other hacks that we have, of course, is, you know, we all know these, buy in bulk if you can. Shop and buy things that are in season if it's groceries. Don't get caught out by the advertising. As I said, use a different email address, unsubscribe to text messages or emails, but also don't get sold on the beauty that comes with marketing. A lot of retailers now, thankfully, are doing the plus size marketing, but it was always models that were quite slim. They've got professional lighting, professional makeup and hair. They look lovely. What the retailer is trying to sell to you is that potentially is what you can look like. They sell you a dream. Now that is whether it's clothing, whether it's outdoor furniture. I mean, when you look at outdoor furniture catalogs, it's always in a beautiful backyard with, immaculately green grass, sandstone walls, and, over the ocean. They all look nice. The reason is the retailer wants you to dream that is possible for you, or to be bought into the dream. The other thing that you need to be conscious of when you are shopping, particularly the online shopping, is that retailers know that when you have purchased, you are more likely to purchase again. So when you're checking out and they go, other people who bought this also bought this, be very aware that is happening, because what that does is the awareness allows you to make a conscious decision that you are not going to look at those other people bought. Or if you buy on some of the online furniture shops, you'll see now they'll actually take that rug that you want to buy, but then they put it in a room to show you the coffee table, the lamp, and all these other things in the print, because they want you to buy something extra. Knowledge is power, and having that knowledge of how the retailers work gives you the power to say no. And that is an important word that you need to learn. Don't ever let anybody guilt you into buying, and that means retailers and marketers, as well as our friends and family. We have people that'll say to us all the time, oh, go on, it's only $10, who cares? $10 is still $10 that could have gone somewhere else. So if you are not going to use something, or you're just buying it because it was there, or buying it because it's on sale, that is not a reason to buy it. I talk about in my course the 5 questions you should ask yourself before you buy anything. And they are, do I have something else that I could use that would suffice? Could I borrow it? Could I live without it? Do I have to use credit to buy it? And is it something that I could defer the purchase? If those questions are all no, you can buy it. But if you're just buying because it's on special, or you're buying it because you believe it's a saving, it is not. Let me be very clear. Every time you spend money, you are spending money. Retailers will tell you that you're saving, or, I said that the other day I had an email from somebody, the more you spend, the more you save. It's impossible. The more you spend is the more you are spending. You are only saving it is if it is an essential thing that you needed to buy and you have now bought it on special. So some of the other things that we talk about is being prepared. I mean, nothing is worse than you've been at work all day, you've run the kids around, you've gone and visited your elderly parents to get them sorted, and you don't have anything organised for dinner. That is when you will go and buy takeaway, or you'll run into the shop and buy something that's nice and easy to do. Preparation is key. The other thing with preparation is it's not just saving you money, it saves you in mind. I mean, I absolutely hate when I finish work and I have no idea what I'm going to cook for dinner that night. Sitting down on a Sunday and doing some meal prep for the week, or deciding at least what you're going to cook before you do your grocery shopping, will save a lot of mental fatigue as well as the dollars. Now, we talked about earlier about making sure that what you do suits your lifestyle. I personally, say to people, look, it's great if you take your lunch every single day, but for some people that doesn't suit. And for some people, they don't have facilities to keep their meals all that cold, so they buy it, or they're on the road, they can't have any utensils and things. That might not be for them. So with your shopping hacks, do some prep for what you can do for lunch. You don't have to take your lunch every single day, but quite often there's leftovers, or you can make a sandwich, and there's great eskies and things around now that can keep your food nice and cold. Download some of the apps that are comparisons. So if you want to buy something and you download your comparisons, fuel is the greatest thing that, and it's one of the things one of my sons told me, you download the fuel comparison site. So when your car is getting low on fuel, download it, see where it is. If it's not too far out of your way, it's worth it to drive that couple of suburbs to get your fuel a lot cheaper. And that's, as I said, that's one of the hacks that one of my sons showed me probably 12 months ago now. The fuel station near us that's always on special is actually only the next suburb, but it's not a suburb I go to very often. So instead of taking the local or the closest service station, I now drive to this one in the next suburb to fill up my car. So I would love to hear from you what some of your shopping hacks are and how you manage to save money. The one thing that I want you to remember, as I said, is look at every single thing you spend money on. I want you to try to get a 10% saving on it. If you can get more than 10%, great. That doesn't give you a license to go and buy other things. The reason that we are putting shopping hacks in place is so that we can build our financial well-being, get out of debt, start to build a retirement that we want, save for goals that we want, whether that be a first home, a new car, a new lounge, or even just a weekend away. Getting control of your money not only saves you, it also saves your mental health, because money stress is a huge thing with people and mental health. So getting control of your money will help you with that mental fatigue and things. So I would love if somebody would reach out and just let me know what their shopping hacks are. I don't for 1 minute say that I know all the shopping hacks. They're ones that I've come up with and ones that I've put in place for lots of my clients, but I'm sure you've all got shopping hacks that you can share with me. So that's it for today. I hope that that has been of benefit to you. Keep in mind that when you spend money, it decreases your wealth and takes away the ability for you to build your financial future. So thanks for joining me today. I hope that you have had a lovely Christmas and looking forward to catching up very soon. We've got some great little podcasts coming up in the next couple of weeks on how to get you through these tough Christmas times and start next year on a really good little bouncing block for you so that you can get your financial wealth. I do want to point out just one quick thing before we go. Getting control of your money is about knowing where you spend your money and how that looks with your budget. We've got a great little money dashboard on our jenrichardson.co website. It's only $7, but what it allows you to do is put in all your spending for the month, and then you can see where you're spending your money, what days you're spending it most, and gives you that full visual look of how you spend your money. So that's over on jenrichardson.co, and you'll find that there as a download, $7, and it will have control of all of your money. So that's it for me for today. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Dollars and Dreams.
Remember, the advice shared in Dollars and Dreams is general in nature and it does not consider your own personal circumstances. Dollars and Dreams is for educational purposes only and should not be relied upon to make investment or financial decisions. If you need more help, please reach out to a financial advisor for tailored personal advice. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future content. And please leave me a review. Your feedback really helps me to reach other people chasing their money dreams. You can find me over on Facebook and Instagram to connect with me. You will find the link in the bio or head over to my website at jenrichardson.co where you will find free content and learning tools.